Hello!
Welcome back to another Young to Home here at Young at the Parks. Today we're going to be doing a little news update on things that have been happening around Walt Disney World, Universal, and the theme parks here in Orlando, as well as out west in California.
Yeah.
A little bit about kind of how we're feeling with COVID-19 and how things are moving and kind of our plans going forward.
So if you haven't been paying attention to the theme park world, just to bring you up to speed, Universal Orlando Resort is still open and operating normally. That is both parks, Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios, City Walk, and all their resorts. We've been a couple times a few weeks ago now, and it's been fine. It hasn't been super crowded. We wore our masks, social distance, totally safe. And then to bring it back over to Disney, which is what we're going to be majorly talking about today, there was a projected opening for Disneyland in California for July 17th, and this week they actually delayed that. They have not announced a new date, but they've just said they're not planning on opening. I believe the downtown Disney district is still opening that day, but not the
I think they're actually opening June 9th, or July 9th.
Earlier, that's right, yeah, July 9th. But Walt Disney World here in Orlando is still scheduled to open July 11th for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, and then July 15th for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. This week they announced a park reservation system, which is something that you will need to visit the theme parks. You need a reservation date and time, in addition obviously to a valid ticket. The park system that released this week was kind of wild, depending on your situation. If you had a resort stay, if you didn't have a resort, or if you had tickets or didn't have tickets, it kind of told you when you could book. So for example, us as local annual pass holders, we can't book reservations until today, and I think we can only make 3, and
yeah, they weren't super clear on kind of like, you can do reservations through like next year, but if you're a pass holder, you wouldn't want to necessarily make a reservation too far out because you're going to be going more often if you're local. And you know, they didn't have a lot of information on certain situations, like edge cases, like, okay, I have a reservation but I don't have tickets yet, or I've got tickets and I was going to make a reservation but I didn't, and all these other things. So it almost felt like they don't necessarily want a ton of people to come because that's just more liability, and it just was kind of all over the place. They had like 5-6 hour queues to call in. Chat wasn't working online. People were getting kicked out. People were online for like 8 hours. So it was just kind of a bit of a mess. Yeah,
it was chaos for a lot of people. And major props to travel agents for Disney and news theme park journalists for keeping up with that all week. We're not theme park journalists. We like to share all the news with you, but we're gonna leave some links in the description down below who we follow and get that Disney news from, just because it's really confusing, and we like to think we know everything about Disney, and turns out we don't. And nobody does, because it was such a wild week.
Crazy.
So yeah, let us know if you reserved this week, or what your situation was, how that experience was for you, because we get to reserve today and we're not sure what we're really gonna do yet.
Yeah, we can't technically go back because of blackout dates. We have silver passes until August, so we will be booking for, you know, kind of the first available date that we have in August, but from then we don't really know what we'll book for because we can only do 3 at a time, and it's just kind of confusing. So let us know your experience, and then we'll probably share on Instagram our experience and how we're doing. Wanna come up here? So moving now to our kind of current plans with what we're doing. If you haven't noticed that we haven't really been to Universal or City Walk or Disney Springs in a bit.
Or anywhere.
Or really anywhere, because the COVID-19 numbers are spiking big time.
Horrifying, actually.
Crazy out there. And while going to Disney Springs or Universal is arguably a little safer than, for example, going to like the grocery store or like a department store or something, because they are strict on masks and taking temperatures and things like that, still like a lot of people getting sick, and we're not 100%, 1000% comfortable going to you know, the theme park or Disney Springs, where there's like a very large amount of people all around and, you know, just craziness. So probably gonna hold off from going to the parks or going to Disney Springs for a little bit again, just to see if things calm down. With Disneyland postponing their date, we both kind of feel like Disney World is probably going to follow, because
I hope so. It's
Florida's
really bad, guys.
Florida is very close to California in terms of uptick of confirmed cases of COVID-19. So, and that's the reason why Disneyland decided to kind of postpone, because Orange County in California is really, really bad right now. And we are very similar here in Orlando.
Yeah, we've just had a really, really big spike the last couple of days, and we have been reading a lot about how guests are upset maybe about not wearing masks already to Disney Springs, and some cast members have shared like they may not feel super comfortable. So at the end of the day, like, theme parks are non-essential. Like, we love going to them and we, you know, miss them obviously, but we don't want to be part of the problem, and we want everyone to feel safe and comfortable, whether it's a guest, a cast member, or anybody. So we will be making reservations, like I said, for a later date, but it really just depends on what the numbers are like.
Absolutely.
And then obviously if it looks like we personally are not going to go, we would cancel that reservation so someone else can have it.
Yep.
So it's just, I don't know, the last like statistics this week have kind of really scared me and made me really anxious again, because they keep talking about this second wave, and I'm like, we're still in the first one, guys. Like, you know, so I'm just trying to be like, you know, very, very, very safe, and an overabundance of caution. You know, just because I don't want to keep doing this, and that's kind of what you have to do. So the other breaking news that we got today is that Splash Mountain in Magic Kingdom will be re-themed.
And Disneyland.
And Disneyland, yes, sorry. Will be re-themed to a Princess and the Frog attraction.
Pretty exciting.
Yes! So if you don't know, Splash Mountain is actually based off a Disney movie, Song of the South, and is a very dated, ignorant, albeit racist film that Disney themselves won't release. So why should we have an attraction on a movie that they don't release?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when I heard the news first, I was a little torn, because on the one hand, I absolutely understand that Song of the South is a very racist old movie and definitely should be rethemed because of that. But then on the other hand, just like separating it from the source material, you know, it's like another, what people would consider a classic Disney attraction. So seeing that sort of thing kind of changed could make you upset, but you know, it's two sides, and one side is more important, which is, you know, ridding the park of any type of old, dated, like racist, inappropriate subject matter. So
yeah, and it's okay to be sad about it, but the important thing is to understand just why it's being changed. And I actually read a Walt Disney quote today that I really liked, and Walt Disney was quoted as saying, "We cannot have progress without change." And I thought that was like, sorry, like, it was really good.
And I also read, so the original Imagineer who designed and built Splash Mountain, Tony Baxter, still alive, is a Disney legend, has his own plaque and everything, and I think his name is in Main Street in both parks. He is actually going to be consulting and helping with the redesign of Splash Mountain. So, as like a die-hard Disney Parks fan, I would say I'm more of a Disney Parks fan than I am of Disney movies, oddly enough. That makes me feel good as a die-hard Disney Parks fan, because if he's involved, then it's going to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Not that it wasn't going to be in the first place, but it's good, and it makes me feel good that they have this like incredible Disney legend, which is arguably one of the greatest Imagineers to ever live, next to Joe Rohde and some of the others, isn't going to be involved with his ride. That's awesome. Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome, guys. Like I said, those news theme park journalists, we're gonna link those down below so you can see the official sources. Not that we're not official, but you know. So you can see there's like one kind of concept art out right now, but there's more like details on it. I love Princess and the Frog.
It's
like,
a great movie.
It is such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus. Go watch it.
And that soundtrack slaps.
It is so good. So I always thought that Tiana was so underrepresented in the parks. I do wish she was getting her own attraction and not just a retheme, but I'm just happy to see her there. So I'm really excited for that.
It'd be cool if we got it'd be awesome
Tiana's
if they
Place restaurant.
rethemed Pecos Bills to Tiana's Place.
I read a lot about that today.
Because that menu has been kind of pants for a while. Whenever they changed and like swapped Tortuga Tavern menu with Pecos Bills a couple years ago, I feel like it's been kind of like meh. And retheming that to Tiana's Place to kind of tie in Frontierland with Princess and the Frog ride as like a better ease of transition would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be phenomenal.
That would be so cool.
Tiana's Place on the Wonder is A+.
Yes, it's such a good
restaurant.
And like even the menus are like her menu, and she has her band, and
like if I could year round get like jambalaya and crab etouffee, like sign me up.
I know.
Gumbo, like that's really good.
So Disney, if you're listening, I've got some hot ideas for you.
If you're listening, you took away the plastic cheese at Pecos Bills, and now that place sucks. So you should retheme it to Tiana's Place.
We stand plastic cheese.
All day. We used to go there when we were in college and just get a side of fries and then load it up with cheese at the bar.
The toppings
at the toppings bar. And you would get like a basket full of pickles to just eat a bunch of pickles because those are free.
I love pickles. Good morning.
Good morning. Now it is actually Friday, June 26th, and this morning we made our reservations at Disney World.
So the process actually went very easy for us.
Yeah, super simple.
I logged on at 8 a.m. Walt Disney World time and made our 3 passes for some dates in August.
Yep.
So hopefully that gives plenty of time for the COVID numbers to go down. Please wear your mask, wash your hands. But it actually also let us make more than 3.
Yeah, we made 5 and then got paranoid that we would have issues, so we deleted one. Now we have 4.
I don't want to like cheat or get them all kicked out.
Yeah.
But, and like I said, there's a lot of time between now and then, so we don't really know what's happening. But the process
super
for
simple.
us went really easy.
Yeah, very easy. So I guess they ironed out some of the kinks. Yeah, we have dates. So we're still a little nervous about going, but I guess we've got some time to think it over, and we'll go from there.
So yeah, those are just our personal 2 cents. Leave a comment down below with how you're feeling. Like I said, have you made a reservation through the reservation system? How are you feeling about the parks opening, and
how are you feeling in general?
Yeah, how are you guys doing in general?
Yeah.
It's been a while. We got to talk to so many of you on our live stream like a month ago, and how are you doing?
We might do another one of those soon, since we're kind of pausing parks content for a bit till things calm down. We might do a live stream soon. So if you want to see another one of those, let me know. Let us know down in the comments below. If you liked our video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of our adventures, for the time being, right here, that pinboard behind us, make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon to get notified every time we go live with new videos. And as always, we will see you next time for more Young at the Parks.
Bye.